underground, 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 underground,
Greetings, surface dwellers. My name is Michael, and these are my chthonic musings. Today's video is going to be an after-action report from OSRCon, which I recently attended. This was the inaugural year, and it was I had a very good time at it, and I hope you enjoy the video. Last week, I attended the inaugural OSRCon, held on Saturday, April 18th in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. The convention was organized by Tony Merida of Galahad Games, and in my opinion, it was a very successful first-time convention. I got to play in 3 games, and I enjoyed each one of them, as well as getting to talk and acquire a little bit of merchandise from several vendors that were there. You can see here on the screen some of the swag, a sticker, or button, bookmark, and a card with the art from this convention, which includes art from Matt Roberts as well as Chet Minton. On the back of the card with the Chet Minton art is a thank you. Thank you for being part of OSRCon, and thanking all of the special guests, vendors, creators, game masters, volunteers, founders, and those people that attended the convention for making it a successful event. Now, I'm terrible at taking pictures, and I had intended to get better this year, at this convention, but I did not. So I did not get a picture of Tony, but I do have here shown on the screen. This is actually from 5 years ago, from 2021, and this is a game that was run by Tony's brother, Mark, who's standing up here, and Tony is in the foreground, taking like kind of a selfie of the whole table. And in fact, Matt Roberts is also in this picture at the far end of the table. So that's as close as I got to getting a picture of the organizer of the con. The first game that I was in the morning was the Dragon Slayer RPG. The adventure was called Singed, and the game master was Tom Wilson. Tom is the owner of Throwy Games and the organizer of ShireCon. We were actually the last set of playtesters for this adventure, which is based on the old video game Dragon's Lair, and is currently being kickstarted. The adventure is being kickstarted through Friday, May 9th. Since Tom was a special guest at OSRCon, we got to play in a private room, the special guest room, which was very nice. And I have to say, although I enjoyed all of the games at the con, this one was particularly entertaining and thrilling. Anyone that's played the video game, the arcade game, I should say, has a good feel for how this adventure, was structured. So it was definitely, no time for dawdling or saying, what should we do now? Where do you want to go? Because things are constantly on the move. And it's kind of like, one puzzle room after another. There's definite themes for each room, for each scene. So it was a great adventure, a great game master, and a great set of players. So highly recommend, if anybody's looking to kickstart the adventure. Although I will say, I do think it's probably best served as it worked fantastic as a convention game or like a one shot. I'm not sure that it would be something that I would just like casually stick into, one of the places you might find in your campaign setting. Just like I wouldn't put, Tomb of Horrors just as like one place that you might come across, but that's my opinion. It's how I do things. The game that I played in the afternoon slot was Cairn, second edition. The adventure was called The Feast of Tegny Wood, and it was run by Yokai Gal, who is both the creator of the game, Cairn, as well as the adventure. I found this to be a very flavorful and atmospheric game. It kind of struck me as a folk horror, maybe investigative folk horror, and a little bit of a vibe. Although I've never played Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing, I have played Zweihander, which I understand is kind of like a clone of the same type of thing. And it gave me a little bit of that vibe, Cairn did, of that kind of, that genre. We were 7 players. I'm not shown in this photograph because I'm taking the picture. This was taken right at at the end of the game. But we were 7 players, and it went very smooth. Yokai ran the game very well. Going to each player around, just asking what they're doing in that, after describing the scene, and then going again and resolving it more fully. So nobody had to wait a long time to be interacting of what they're doing. It was a location-based adventure, and described it a little bit like a dungeon, but it's in the forest, so it's more like a porous dungeon. So it's not that you can't go, through the woods or whatever, but there were trails and such, and rivers and things that were more immediate. But you're not barred from climbing a tree and trying to look around and see what you can see, because you are in a forest. But still structured. The adventure structured in a location type of way. It was very interesting, very thematic, and I think everybody had a lot of fun in this game. The third and final game that I played in at OSRCon in the evening slot was Shadow Dark. The adventure was called Temple of the Sheep God. It was game mastered by Ian McCarty. So once again, game mastered by the author of the adventure. And I'm not sure if I mentioned the Cairn adventure is like this adventure. They are available on Drive-Thru RPG. They are published adventures, and I did mention that the first adventure, Singed, the Dragon Slayer adventure, is being kickstarted by Tom currently. So this adventure was also quite a lot of fun. It was more. This was very action-packed with a lot of combat going on. And we had a total of 5 players. I was playing a priest. There was another gentleman that was also playing a priest. We had 2 fighters and a thief. There was also a bit of dungeon crawling and interesting events to examine. And like I said, it was a lot of fun. And towards the end, we got to a situation. I don't know if you get into these situations where, like, I was thinking, I think we're getting in a little bit over our skis here. Or taking on something. And the final part of this session was a bit hairy. But we ended up being victorious in the end. And like I said, I was playing a priest, and I was rolling quite well, so I wasn't losing the cure spells. And I had both an area of effect, mass cure, which is the 3rd level spell. We were playing 5th level characters, as well as the single target cure. So I should have added up the total number of hit points that I healed, because it was quite substantial during that session. We would have been dead many times over, I think. But like I said, and actually, I started getting targeted at the end as like becoming the major threat from keeping everybody else alive. And I was taken down, but luckily one of the other players gave me a potion, and then I brought everybody else up, and we finished the job. So it was a lot of fun. And almost gave me a little bit of feel with of a less OSR type of deal, and a little bit more like some of the modern play of that I see in D&D 5th edition and Pathfinder. But a lot of fun nonetheless. And besides the games that I played in, I also acquired some merchandise from the various vendors that were at OSRCon. Pictured here are the 2 shirts that I picked up. The one on the left, the con shirt itself, with the picture of a kneeling knight, perhaps Sir Galahad himself. The artwork was done by Matt Roberts. And on the right-hand side, a shirt by Chet Minton. Chet had a full display, all kinds of wares that he was selling, and so I decided to pick up this shirt, this Bilbo Baggins shirt. Continuing with the art theme, I also picked up a few more note cards. I had bought one of these note cards from the same person when they were at ShireCon, and I picked up 3 more. You can see here. The name of this gentleman's company is You Can Breathe Now Games, and I searched online. You can see as a presence both on DriveThruRPG and itch.io, with a bunch of really small adventures, and very inexpensive. And he was running at this con, besides vending, he was also running his adventure that I had picked up for at ShireCon, for Forbidden Lands, kind of an intro adventure to Forbidden Lands. So that was hopefully the game went well, but my schedule was already packed. But it's a good adventure, and I hope it went well. Also, I saw some people with the Bury Me in the Dungeon t-shirts, with the same artwork you can see on his card. And though that was pretty funny. I enjoy that design. But I was already up to my quota in t-shirts. So I just kept to the note cards for this year at least. I also picked up this little plushy guy from a vendor called Pursued by a Bear Sewing. She had a lot of different patches and all kinds of wares, but this guy caught my eye. So I picked him up. He is a Mothman plushie, but he's kind of a bat adjacent. I think he kind of reminds me a little bit also of a bat-like creature. So into the bag he went. I also stopped by Tom Wilson's Throwy Games table and picked up a copy of The Slumbering City, an adventure for Shadow Dark. Inside the book, Tom describes it as a tribute to Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian for the Shadow Dark RPG, 4 to 6 characters of 2nd to 4th level. Also pictured is a sticker from the Temple of the Sheep God adventure that Ian McCarty gave out as kind of a memento, and also a Pathfinder First Edition adventure that Tom Wilson was given away, and so I said yes, thank you. And my final purchase of the day was at the Duck and Crow Press table, where I picked up a copy of the card game of Popes and Plagues, including the optional population deck expansion, because I do love a good plague game. And so, my friends, until I resurface, may your successes be many and your failures be memorable.